Welcome, fellow brotherhood. Welcome to a new video. I will do my best to give as much energy as possible. I'm still not feeling my 100%, and let me tell you, it does fucking suck. We talk about everyone has these ups and downs, right? For a week you feel amazing, and then the other week you feel like more down, and usually that's more of like a mentality state. And before this week, I was really good. I felt like I figured out the mental state part, and I was just constantly being optimistic. And me getting sick just fucking took a huge setback. So the mentality is still there. I'm good. All good. But it's just, yeah, being a bit sick and not being at your 100% is definitely not the best feeling. And what I found myself, so while I'm kind of waiting for my ads, because my ads are running and they're currently spending, and I launched them Friday. We're Wednesday today. I'm actually gonna check them tonight and finally look at the metrics and statistics and see which moves we should do next. But while I was sick and while I was just trying to just not like do fuck all, like just trying to do like little things behind the scenes, trying to still get the work in, I stumbled upon a video, and it's actually on my YouTube channel. I don't know, you can scroll down and see it. It was like a video of a message to my future self. And even though, like, realistically, if you look at the calendar, that video wasn't long ago. It was like not even probably half a year, like a few months ago. And it fucking feels like it was years ago, right? And it's funny how that's really how life has been feeling, where you've been progressing so much that just a few months feels like years, because it's like you're like, you look at your older self and it's like you're such a completely different person, and that's just like a few months, right? You can just see it, you can sense it, the way your old self talked, or the way your old self thought. And that's like one of the good things of like kind of documenting daily. I get to go back and see like the progress, like day to day, and it's very fascinating. And what it's made me realize, like, the troubles and the obstacles that we've actually went through and overcame, and is still working on. And look, I'm not here to have a video creating some sob story about my life, and make you feel bad for me. Like, that's the last thing I want to do, because especially I'm very much aware that a lot of people have a way harder life. Something that they're dealing with is more difficult. And I'm very grateful. I'm very optimistic and positive about who I am, what I've went through. And yes, I've went through some hardships, and that's what's made me who I am today. But I know that it could have been worse. And look, I know I'll deal with way worse in the future. But to look back and to really, like, sometimes give a good pat on yourself on the shoulder, to really, because you're so focused, right, on the future, or you're so focused on like what you got to do now. You're looking like you have tunnel vision. When you finally take some time to take a breather, take a step back, maybe turn around you and see like the journey you've went through, and it's just you've went through some crazy shit. And the reason why I want to make this video is because I'm sure a lot of people don't talk about it, or they don't really take time to analyze it. And I think, look, obviously don't get stuck on the past, but I do think once in a while it's very good to take a step back and try to learn from all the lessons that you've gone through on your journey. And yeah, a lot of people on YouTube, especially in this e-commerce space, talk about, strategies and tactics and the new winning way or whatever. It's all this brain rot shit. But like, I don't feel like anyone, or very minimal people, talk about like the actual hardships and the actual journey, and how it's so funny. After creating such an amazing community, I get to really connect with people and realize like we're all kind of going through a lot of similar things, and we can help each other off, from that, because we're going through such a similar path. Someone may have figured out something where another person didn't, and then vice versa. And that's where my community is all about, on my Discord, which you can join for free. It's just like a community like no other. Like we share products with each other, we share our ads, we share our metrics, we talk about our own businesses, and we trust each other. Like it's not like other communities where everyone's like gatekeeping and like secretive, and like everyone's fending for themselves. Like I feel like it's more of honestly a group community trying to strive for better and help each other out, and we joke around with each other. It's a really amazing place. But back to my point, it's like after building and experiencing this type of community, I've realized that all of us has gone through like such a similar journey of like the hardships. And for me to come here, I want to tell you, like, yeah, like we're all going through that shit. We all go through the doubt within ourselves first. Like when we first like discovered dropshipping or business online, or the idea of, we can make money online, we got to make money online. We first had to overcome the doubt, like, is it possible? Or is this just like some scammy shit on the fucking internet? And then we had to, once we convinced ourselves that's possible, then we start spending time on it. Then we know like it works. Now, is it going to work for ourselves? Then we convince that it's going to work for ourselves. Then we start working on it more and more. Then other people start seeing like, what are you doing? And then it's like you tell them, and it's like, oh, like it's all like a domino effect, right? And I had my fair share in like a lot of people not believing in me whatsoever. Now I've come to the point where the people in my life either believe in me, or they're just not in my life at all. Like I've done a pretty good job in managing, like, if you are not a believer, or not even a believer, but if you're not supportive, you're just not in my life. I don't spend any time with you. But when I first started, I was surrounded with people that just didn't support me. And it obviously, when you're trying to figure stuff out on yourself, and you're not fully confident in yourself, it's a very hard toll to wake up every day and to be in a household of people that don't support you, to walk outside your house and have people like friends, or so-called friends, or other people that just make fun of you or mock you, or just don't think what you do is gonna work, and you're a failure. And it's just it's definitely takes a hard on your mentality. And for myself and for you who've kept pushing, who've literally had this tenacity to just not give up and not listen to those voices, like, give props, because a lot of people fail at that stage. A lot of people give in. That's what our whole world is based on. The whole world is based on mass opinions and mass ideas. Like, a lot of people are manipulated by other, like, the masses. Like, no one has any individuality anymore. So like a lot of people fail, and a lot of people give up because of the mass opinion of, this is not going to work. What you're doing is wrong, and you're a failure, and you're a loser. And I've gotten all the comments possible. Even and I've worked on my circle to make it like the best as possible. Like I said, I did do a pretty good job. A lot of people around me support me. But look, it's not that recent where like this last summer that has passed by, I've had a few girl, like a handful of girls who like I was trying to meet and try to get with, try to connect with. Like I can see it in their eyes and their face that I tell them what I do, and it scares them. It like turns them off. They're like, "What? You're not in school? You're doing what? Some scammy online business?" And they leave. And they just straight up leave. And they probably make some other bullshit excuse, right? But they leave. And you know, I've built myself to a person where, you know, for me, girls is not a priority to me right now, so it didn't really cut that deep. But like, I could just imagine when like girls was like my life, like a year or 2 years ago. If that was to happen to me, that would break me down. Like that would be like, fuck, like what the hell? It would create such anger in me. But again, it's something that like you build a stronger character to deal with this stuff. So now like it's almost really irrelevant to me. But it's still funny to like go through this journey and have so many people just not believe in you. You have so many people, and you can give them the most convincing theory. Like you can, you know, I've literally told girls like, you're kind of shitting on what I do, on a man that's taking a risk, you know, to gain some type of freedom, to gain some type of power where he can provide, you know. But then you're turned off with the guy before the risk actually works, you know? So it's like in the future, you're going to want to marry a man who has everything figured out, who took the risk and figured everything out, but you're not willing to have the man who took the risk, but before he figured it out, before the results came, to stick by him and believe in him. Because at the end of the day, even that's more fulfilling, like to have for you to say like, I believed in you when you had nothing and it worked. It's kind of like an investment in another person. Like I'm investing in my friends. Like I believe my friends will be very successful, but I believed in them before all the success. So in the future, when they are successful, it's kind of like it's kind of like a proud moment where like, I believed in you. I knew it. I saw something that other people didn't see. And it's very fulfilling. And a lot of girls, or a lot of other people, I'm not just talking about girls now, a lot of people don't even want to take that risk. Like they just, for me, that it doesn't, I just don't understand that. It's like, it honestly doesn't even take much to support people. Like really, like it doesn't take much. It literally takes a very minimal amount of energy and time. But a lot of people don't even want to like participate in that. And it's fine. It really kind of filters out the people who are genuinely there and care about you, and who don't give a fuck about you. And obviously going through this journey has helped filter a lot of people out like that. But again, it's really interesting how the most important part in this journey, and the most important part in being an entrepreneur and starting your own business, is the fact that you're being an individual who's going against the masses, who's going against everyone else's opinions, and doing what you want, and doing what you believe that God has put you on this earth to do, and to block out all the noises, even though they can be so fucking loud at times. And sometimes, you know, dealing with other people's voices is one thing, and then dealing with your own voice is even harder. So to manage other people's voices in your heads while trying to figure out your own voice, and trying to get rid of and destroy the doubt in your own mind, it's very loud and it's very draining at times. I know that, and I'm one to tell you that, you know, you're not the only one. But there is a but, and the but is basically, what else is the point? First of all, you can obviously look at the end goal and see like, oh, it's gonna be worth it. Sure, it definitely will be worth it. But genuinely, like, think about like the process and the journey going through this. It's like, it's hard, and it's very, very annoying and frustrating, and there's so many emotions that can come into play. But like, what else are you gonna do? Like, or else it's like life is kind of boring. It's not fulfilling. Like, I told someone that I like stress, and they looked at me like, you're fucking crazy. Like, who likes stress? And yes, like, it's like when you're in physical pain when working out. I don't like the physical pain, but I like the way it makes me feel. Like, it's different. And for people understand me on that. And basically what it means, it's like, I like stress because it feels fulfilling. It feels like I'm getting better. It feels like I'm progressing and doing something meaningful and purposeful. If you're not stressed, if you're just like doing fuck all day, or doing things that are very irrelevant or not meaningful, like, it's very boring. And that's why I feel like we've been put on this earth to improve and get better, and that deals with stress and problems. So it's just like this whole correlation of like finding purpose and doing something purposeful. That's what's worth it. It's very hard and painful, but it's worth it. Trust me. Like, I've brought this example up. Like, if you're stranded on a stranded island for like a month, you're gonna want to kill yourself. You're gonna get so bored. There's nothing to do. There's no purpose besides living. But once the first month goes through and you figured out everything, you figured out a food system and a house to live and sleep, whatever. And once you literally just all day do fuck all and like are bored, it's so like, that's a worse life. I rather a life of stress. Trust me, you'll have more fun trying to survive in the first week, trying to figure out how to get food and how to live, than like 2 months later when you figured it all out and there's nothing else to do. Trust me, like, it's more purposeful, and it feels more fulfilling. It may be more hard, but like, it's just a better life. And better is like very, it's like, it means different for everyone else, but like, in my, and I know it's broad, but it's just a better life. So yeah, to look back at it, it's just like, I'm happy with I'm happy with the obstacles that I've overcame, and I'm excited for more. And yeah, I just had a good moment of like reflecting on the journey I've went through so far. And I'm actually happy with my progress. And I know a lot of people at my age, even way younger, are already driving supercars. I get that. And sometimes when you compare yourself, it's demoralizing. But realistically, looking at myself, my own journey, and that's all, I'm very, very proud. And I'm very grateful for what I've gone through and what I've became. So I think that mindset to look back is very important, and you should probably feel like that as well. Like, give some kudos to you and give props to yourself. You deserve it, I'm sure. Because not a lot of people do what we do. So, like, you think a lot of people do it because we're on the internet, in that market, like in that space where everyone in this space is doing what we're doing. But look at the world around you. Look at reality. I can't name you one person that's like, that's doing what we're doing. So just keep it up, bro. I'm telling you, it's by the end of your life on your deathbed, you'll be more satisfied than the majority of people. And I guarantee you that. Hopefully this convo or this mindset talk, I guess, really helped you out a lot. Because I know I needed it. So hopefully someone else out there needed it as well. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to just support the channel. I'd really appreciate it. And if you want to connect with more likely minded people, I have the Discord I built. Took a lot of time and energy into it, and I'm very satisfied and happy with the people we have in there. We're creating something amazing. I'm very excited for that as well. Anyways, thank you for watching. I love you all. Keep pushing. Ignore the voices. Focus on what you gotta do. And I'll see you at the top.